Hello friends and welcome back to the Metroid video. I very nearly tried to draw on my tablet with this real ink pen and that would have been bad. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I had my stylus in one hand and a pen in the other hand and I went to go draw on my my tablet with the real pen. Do not recommend. So hey, we're working on a Samus Aran model sheet. We're doing real comics work on a fake comic. In my brain, Nintendo called me up and said, "Hey, Brendan, we have heard great things about your work as a comic artist, and we've decided to entrust you with one of our most beloved characters who people are just itching to see her in more places, and we'd like you to make an official English language Metroid comic for the Western audience." And I said, "Hey, I'd love to." And then the alarm clock rang and I woke up. But it's still a great idea. And it's still an opportunity to demonstrate just a lot of the work that goes into making a comic, right? And I've said it a couple of times. Maybe this series will culminate in a Metroid fan comic. Maybe this series will actually culminate in a call from Nintendo where they say, "Hey, Brendan, we saw your Metroid series, and we think that you actually would be great to do an official Metroid comic in the English language for the Western audience." And maybe this culminates in a call from Nintendo where they say, "Hey, we're the attorneys of Nintendo of America, and you need to stop these videos." You never know what's going to happen. All right, that's cleaned up. Line's a little bit finer. Alright, so, we are going to do Zero Suit Samus sheet at some point. I like, Samus stories typically involve her being depowered at some point. So we need to keep that in mind as we're thinking about the story for our own comic here. I don't know if we want to do like a typical game where at the start, you lose all the suit powers and you have to go collect them again. Or if we want to pull a true like full zero suit, zero mission segment. Or even if we just want to have some moments of where we see Samus without the power suit. That's all beside the point for today's video, because today we're figuring out how we're going to convey emotion through the power suit, which Metroid Dread kind of unlocked all the potential in the world for that, and we're gonna abuse the hell out of it. Basically, we have this wonderful cutaway of the visor, and the visor is the eyes are the windows to the soul. And the visor is our window to the eyes. 99% of Samus's emotions are going to be carried through the eyes and through the visor. Now, in my Metroid fan comic that I did with Frankie White, I established what I personally consider to be the coolest goddamn thing I've ever done, which is instead of speech bubbles, Samus had these little visor bubbles. And because Samus doesn't talk, I know that's not true, but in my mind, Samus is a silent protagonist for the most part. And so Samus had these little visor bubbles where it would just be the call out with the little tail and the visor, and then the eyes doing whatever the emotion was. So that's what we're gonna do for emotions. On this. Now, we'll leave that little silly little thing there for the moment, and go underneath here with a blue and we're going to need to rough out the head a little bit. So we know where the eyes end up. How much thought did we actually put into how the head sits? It's like that, pretty much, more or less. So you're not even always going to necessarily be able to see all of the eyes based on the perspective from which you hit it. You're hitting the suit. I hope that you can understand why I've decided to keep the design as simple as I have. And it's because even at this level of simplicity and low detail, there's a lot of things to be thinking about spatially. Into how the character works, because the suit, as much as Samus and the suit are intertwined and interconnected, Samus is not the suit. Samus is inside the suit. So the helmet is not her head. The helmet is around her head. So even if we're just drawing the eyes, we need to be aware of where the head sits in the helmet so that we can tell where we're going to hit the eyes from different angles. And when we're doing these little these little call-outs with the visor, depending on which way the visor is angled in the call-out, that determines how we need to think about the head inside of the helmet, so that we can figure out where the eyes are supposed to go, so that we can put the eyes at the correct angle so that they'll look natural looking out of the helmet. All this to say, I'm going to draw a bunch of lines and then erase pretty much everything but the eyes. It's cool. I make it sound a little frantic, but it's like, I think it's awesome. I think this is like one of the coolest things about like doing sequential art and doing art in general, doing illustration. It's like figuring out all these spatial things. It's problem solving, right? Another thing that I say all the time. We didn't do an actual face for Samus yet, but old Brendy's drawn Samus a few, 2-3 times, so I have a fairly good internal image of what her face looks like and what it will look like when I eventually do kind of a helmet off look. I'm going to set up a little grid for myself. Something I'm going to figure out in between videos is what emotions I want to put on the sheet, because I didn't figure that out ahead of time. And there's like that sheet of like 25 essential emotions. We're not going to do 25. That's too many. Maybe we'll do it at some point in terms of pre-work, but for the model sheet, we'll probably narrow it down to like 10. Or maybe 8, because that appears to be what I have room for. Make that determination for next time. This is going to be really cool, though. I hope you're as excited about it as I am, because this is great from a lot of perspectives, right? It's a great piece of shorthand. It's a creative way to handle dialogue for and reactions for a silent protagonist, and it is also a quick and easy way to effectively communicate something in a low detail environment. So it's a lot of moving pieces converging into what I feel is a very elegant solution. I'm proud of myself for this. I'm going to let myself be proud of myself for this. And we'll see it bear out in the next couple episodes. Hey, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me on this whole journey. If you would like to support me and as an artist or support the channel, check out all my links in the description. There's lots of ways that you can support me, lots of different comics that I have. Even just, you go read stuff, go leave me a tip on coffee, order a commission, that kind of thing. Always massively appreciated. Also, of course, like, comment, subscribe on the channel. Ring the little bell button so that you know when I post new videos. That's really good. Really makes me feel good. Makes you feel good, I hope. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got something out of this. I know I did. I will see you tomorrow, and have a great day. Take care.